Hey everybody, it's Tonya Reiman. I'm here with Scott Bell, and he is a wicked awesome salesperson who teaches and trains on nonverbal communication. So, my question for Scott today is, if you're having an interaction with someone, a business interaction, what are some of the signals that you might be getting rejection, and how can you then stop the conversation and put it more towards the yes mode?
Oh, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about nervousness.
Right.
Nervousness happens in nonverbal communication in the fingers,
Yes.
in the feet, in the waist if they're standing or if they're sitting in a swivel chair. So the first thing you're going to watch for is, like, if you've baselined that person, meaning you've sat there and you've watched them, you know what's normal and what's abnormal.
Right.
If all of a sudden their body language changes and the signs change.
Right. So a deviation from their normal behavior.
Yeah, a deviation. That's just saying that it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be something. It just means that there's a small challenge.
Now we have a red flag, in other words.
Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it, red flag.
Right.
And then the next thing is you're going to watch for vocal. That person may kind of like, you might hear it coming from them like a hum, like, right? Because nobody really wants to be rejected.
Right.
It's tough for me in my life. I mean, I'm a sales trainer. It's tough for me to reject people, even though it's part of my job.
So in addition to that, maybe the vocal pitch will change as well, or?
Sure.
Okay.
So, like, right now we have a pretty even vocal pitch between the two of us.
Yes.
But what happens is it starts to trail off. Like, if I say, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which I do.
Me too.
Right? Chunky peanut butter.
With nuts.
With nuts, yeah. And there's a difference between I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Right. Okay.
Right.
That's
So
excellent. Yeah.
the voice may trail
Upwards.
indicating that they're really nervous about what's going on.
Right.
Okay. So let's just say that we have the body language signs. Sometimes they might start touching their face.
Right.
Which isn't normal. If it's not normal, we've baselined it. We're looking for the abnormalities.
And this is kind of a way to make ourselves feel better, in other words.
Right. Or they may even try to, like, cover their mouth, like try to shovel their words. I talk about one of the guys that I worked with. He flat out lied, and everybody in the room knew it. He literally said, "Oh yeah, I did this," and he was trying to, as he was saying it, shovel the words in his mouth.
I love that expression, shovel the words in.
Shovel, because he was like, he had this cup going, like,
Yeah.
I got to put the words back in.
Take it back.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's shoveling the words in. Sometimes they'll grab their chin and hold it, because, like, they're trying to hold their head from going no. Right?
Interesting.
They'll grab it.
Yes.
Okay. So that's one way. But let's just say that they do reject you, and
Right.
you say no. And you say, all right, well, my first phrase is going to be, that's perfectly fine and normal, because you're reminding yourself that everything's going to be okay.
So you're saying this to yourself?
Well, you're saying it out
to
loud.
them.
You're saying it out loud, but it's a reminder for them and a reminder for you.
Right.
So, Tonya, you say, like, well, I'm not really interested.
Right.
And then I say, well, you know what, Tonya, that's perfectly fine and normal.
Right.
And then I'm going to give them my answers why I have a couple of concerns. Now, one of the best phrases that I could teach you is my biggest concern. Right? So Tonya says, well, I like this product, and I'm going to say, Tonya, you know what, that's a good choice, but my biggest concern after what I've done and what I've seen and been in this industry for as long as I have is you have an issue with 1, 2, and 3, and it gets addressed with my product. And it might cost a little bit more, but to fix these issues, it's going to cost you more than the difference here.
I think that's such a powerful statement. My biggest concern,
Yeah.
because at the same time you're doing two things here. You're kind of giving them an opportunity to
Sure.
renegotiate, rethink that, and at the same time you're also giving them the opportunity to stick with the no if they need to.
Yeah, and I've worked with a lot of salespeople on this. When they say my biggest concern, that person can be a little bit aggressive, and then all of a sudden they turn into like a little kid,
Yeah.
and they want to pay attention.
Yeah, because what is the biggest concern? If you have that big of a concern, it must
Yeah.
be something I need to know about.
Yeah, and so you say my biggest concern is pause, and then
Right.
you're gonna, because you want that person to get pulled in and
Yeah,
listen to
that
what you're gonna say.
pregnant pause.
Yeah. So then you're gonna be but then the key here is be very polite and watch your vocal pitch and not be nervous about it all. An objection is normal because people don't want to feel like they're being taken advantage of.
And I think we're automatically, from so much salesmanship, we're just automatically programmed
Yeah.
to say no.
Yeah, I look at it when it comes to sales that really the first no is just that test in the waters and we're playing chicken,
Yeah.
right? Tonya goes, you know
Are
what,
they
Scott?
going to be persistent?
Yeah.
How
Is he
hard
going
are
to
they
turn
gonna
into a
work?
jerk?
Yes.
Is he going to turn into the Incredible Hulk? Is he going to be able to help me out? Because, this is what people fear. They're like, because like they're worried about the rejection coming back in the form of like, I'm going to push now.
Right.
Right? So, you say, I want to think about it, or I'm talking to other people, I'm
Right.
getting 3 bids. There's only like really 3 objections.
Yes.
Right?
And a lot of times those objections are also just, hey, you know what? I want to get another bid. I want to get some other ideas, and that's my ploy to get
Okay.
a lower price or
Sure.
to get a better deal. So,
Oh, well,
yes.
let's deal with that.
Yeah.
So, Tonya, I get it. You said you want to think about it. Is that a polite way of asking for a discount?
Yeah. That's
is?
a great answer. I
Yeah.
love that because you're being honest, you're upfront.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, that wouldn't hurt.
And, another way is that a polite way of telling me no?
Right,
Because if
yes.
it was, you would tell me, right?
Right, yes.
You would.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Yeah, I was actually looking for a discount and hoping that you would give me a little bit of a break.
Okay, so let's roll into it. What are you hoping for?
Well, you know what? I was thinking at least 10 to 15% less.
Okay. I could see where you would think that, but my biggest concern is if I take that much money out of this situation, then I'm not going to be able to deliver you a long-term relationship, and that's what you had told me that you really wanted. So if there was a more realistic number, what number would you pick?
Well, how about we meet somewhere in the middle? What would you say?
I don't have 15%, I don't have 10%, but what I could do is 4.5.
It's a little bit lower than I would like, but you know what? I like the fact that you're upfront about it. So I think that works out.
Deal.
Awesome.
And then, one of the coolest things that you can do when you're done is go for the handshake.
Right.
Because it's a commitment.
Yes.
And then, Tonya gave me the hand clasp, which is okay for a woman, but I wouldn't do it as a
Well,
man.
you know what? I do because I'm touchy-feely and I
Yeah.
like to,
Yeah.
do the hand
But
clasp.
if I did that
But
to
I
her-
tell people, no, don't do it. Yeah.
But if I did that to her, then I'm trapping her, so
Yes.
it creates a challenge.
And I tell people not to do it.
Yeah.
And I do it.
Hey, you know what? Tonya Reiman, the body language person, is breaking her own rule.
Because I can.
Cool. So, Tonya, where can people find you?
TonyaReiman.com.
Okay.
Yes.
And-
And I'm on Facebook and the Twitter.
She's on the thing called the Twitter. So cool. It's under Tonya Reiman.
Yes, all of it under Tonya Reiman.
You know what, Tonya? It's always cool to catch up with you. You're so
Yes.
much fun to shoot a video
Thank
with. Just want to thank you for dropping by.
Thank you.
Oh, here she goes.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you
what's
for
this?
teaching me,
What's
Scott.
this? What's this?
Thank you for teaching me something
No,
new. I
if
appreciate
you
that.
could do a favor, leave a comment, question, or story in the box down below, that'd be fantastic.
Yes.
To the right or to left, there's like the subscribe button.
Yes, I love that. Subscribe because he's
Subscribe.
awesome.
Subscribe because hey, you know what? Put that on Twitter.
Yes.
And then you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah, the Twitter.
and the Google Plus. Scott Sylvan Bell.
Google Plus.
We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.